Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George here. I have the pleasure of walking through the 25 Outback Wilderness in the Geyser Blue with you. Now you may notice right away something looks a little different than normal, and that would be the fact that we have a set of Subaru winter tire or winter steels on winter tires on this. So it's a pre-made winter tire package. I've included the part number in the video description. They're a ridiculously good deal. And of course, the previous owner also gets the factory wheels, but we've got a set of Michelin XI studless Subaru steels, very aggressive tread pattern. Great for the winters that we get here. This is the most off-road oriented Outback that they make. It's powered by a 2.4 liter turbocharged boxer engine, producing 260 horsepower and 277 pounds-feet of torque, running regular 87 octane fuel. So they're pretty snappy. We have some different aesthetics versus the standard Outbacks. The front bumper, front end of the Outback is definitely different. We've got a different grille, including a front view off-road camera, which I'll show you inside. We've got exclusive forward-facing Gatling gun style LED fog lights. We've got those anodized copper covers on either side, and those indicate where you can put in your tie-down hook, recovery hook. And then we have this kind of faux venting. This side has those little Easter egg footprints there. And of course, more plastic. And the reason they've done that is the cladding's a little easier to maintain than the paint. It takes a beating better than paint does. We've got the matte black hood decal, sticker, however you want to call it, pronounce it. That is designed to reduce sun glare off of the gloss hood, that's matte, when the driver is looking, especially when you're ascending up something, the sun really tends to get in your eyes. We've got LED steering responsive headlights, and they're ridiculously bright. They're a blast to use at night. Visibility is fantastic. Instead of being a painted mirror cap, it is a black plastic mirror cap. And again, this portion extends out from the side of the car. This is more likely to get beat up by branches, sticks, that sort of thing. So non-painted. Integrated turn signals. We've got more aggressive cladding around the wheel arch. I don't know if I'd call them fender flares per se, kind of. And again, high wear area, gets beat up by sticks and stones and rocks. Plastic is gonna stop that. We've got a wilderness badge. We also have two more of those, one on the opposite driver door, one on the back. And then we've got the cladding along the bottom of the Outback, and Outback in anodized copper. Now, ground clearance on this versus your standard Outback, you go from 8.7 on the standard Outback to 9.5, 0.8 of an inch more than your average half-ton pickup. Lifted wagon, they're phenomenal. We have exclusive style roof rails on the Wilderness. These anodized copper hooks indicate tie-down locations. So there are no OEM crossbars for these. The standard Outback gets them that flips across. Forester and such get OEM crossbar styles. You have to go with the Thule ones, and that is because they've increased the static load. They're expecting people to overload these, put things like rooftop tents, overloaded Thules, kayaks, canoes, that sort of thing on it. That rear 3/4 view, absolutely fantastic. Fuel door is on the rear passenger side of the Outback. No fuel door release if your driver door is unlocked. This is unlocked. When the driver door is locked, a pin shoots out there, locks in there. Regular unleaded fuel. Look at those tail lights. I think it's a good looking rear end on this. Oh, I'm a little biased. I have an Outback, not an Outback Wilderness, but I do like the look of these. Wilderness gets blacked out badging in addition to the Wilderness badge. Symmetrical full-time legendary all-wheel drive. The cladding, the plastic bumper, extends the entire length. And again, that's an area that will get pretty much beat up. Lots of people who have Wilderness models have pets, or they're loading things in the back, so that's gonna be very forgiving. We've got backup sensors integrated into the rear bumper, and they'll apply the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. And those anodized copper pieces indicate where you're gonna put a recovery hook. Now, to open it, right between the stars here, press the button. Got a secret pin code button right there. You can see the backup camera there. Inside, we've got an LED cargo light. We can close it from the button. We can lock and close it. We can pull down. We can do it from the driver's seat. We can do it from the key fob. Little LED cargo light. Now, I've got a full set of the stock tires and wheels in the back of the Outback here with the second row folded flat. There's still a ton of room. like a ridiculously large amount of room, very tall, wide, and deep. You can have a full set of tires. There's still room for luggage, sports equipment, whatever you need. So just because it's a tire change day doesn't mean that you can't get anything else accomplished. Now, the Wilderness gets a Wilderness cargo tray. We've got grocery bag hooks that flip down on either side. We can fold the seats down when they're not already down by pulling the handle, which is really nice. Hard mount physical tie downs all throughout. Little storage cubby. We've got a 12-volt power point. And of course, in the new Wilderness Outbacks, we get the Harman Kardon audio system. So phenomenal audio system. And there's an additional LED cargo light up there. Now, as I was showing, you can lock and close it. And something I didn't show you, which I will right now, we have a proximity tailgate. And so long as the key is on your person, all you have to do, block the logo, it beeps, you back up, and it opens. Now, it doesn't have to be your hand, key just has to be on your person, and you could use your elbow, a box of groceries, your back, whatever you'd like. And it's just a great way to access it, hands-free, boxes of groceries in your hands, that sort of thing. Now, second row, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'd normally show you headroom, legroom, all that sort of thing. It's pretty decent, but it is kind of obstructed by our tires, and they're the factory ones. You can kind of see the 6-spoke design on them. We have matte back pockets on the backs of the front seats, privacy cover. This is textured and is designed to be used as a step if you're putting anything on the roof rails. You have crossbars, you're loading something. They want you standing on that instead of on the tire, because the tire, one, sits fairly far inside the fender, which helps protect the rest of the body from things being kicked up. But you're not gonna get as much of your foot on that as you are there. The other reason is, right at the back here, if I'm standing directly at the back, I am right at the back of the rack system. I'm probably doing something with the center of mass being over here. I'd be off balance, could be off balance, and put myself in a precarious situation. So that's why they want that. That's more centered and more stable. We have that little black slot, and I get asked about that fairly often. That's what this extra side impact crash safety bar, that little silver bar, it ties into, it locks into that. And that is a post running in the door and is designed to stop intrusion into the passenger cab in the event of a side collision, which I hope none of you ever need to experience, or ever experience, not need to. We've got our soft touch door card, soft touch armrest. The rear window is auto, which is rare to see on a car. It's very cool, very nice. A little bit of storage with a bottle holder, and we have child lock. Now, it's important to note, the outer 2 seats in the back are heated. The control is off the center console on the back. I can't really access that with the tires there. You can kind of see them. There's a couple USBs, there's vents out of the center console in addition to underneath each front seat facing rearward, but that's where your heated seat buttons are. The person in the middle does not get a heated seat, so in addition to having to sit in the middle, they don't get a warm butt. Now, it is a proximity key. To lock it, you simply touch those lines. To unlock it, you just, so long as you have the key on your person, hand in the handle and it unlocks. Front door card, soft touch, Wilderness badge, all 4 auto window controls, window lock, power mirror adjustment, a little bit more storage with a bottle holder, and of course they never miss out on a chance to brag about the Harman Kardon system. Seating material is the same up front as it is in the second row. The seats are obviously a little different, a little bit more bolstered, but this is the soft touch all-weather upholstery, the StarTex. These have Wilderness embossed on them. So non-perforated, easy to clean. I find this material very, very comfortable, but it's designed for those who are outdoorsy in mind. I actually find this material more comfortable than leather myself. It is a power seat, including lumbar support. Soft touch dash. We have the ability to open the rear hatch. We've got a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, and we can turn off that proximity gate if we wanted to. Now, on the inside, something I didn't show before I got in, Wilderness floor mats, front and rear. Just the front ones have the Wilderness badge that you saw, but the back ones are textured. We've got our blind spot detection indicators on each side. They illuminate on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot or is going to be in your blind spot momentarily. Steering wheel itself is tilt and telescopic. So bottom left, tilt, telescopic. You can adjust it to exactly how you like it. Lock it back. Anodized copper highlights. It's heated, which is the most important part. We have Bluetooth and audio controls on the left-hand side, access to Google Assistant and voice commands, volume, switch from AM to FM to satellite to USB, etc. This, we can toggle through several different screens up there, and these are exclusive anodized copper rimmed gauges on the Wilderness. We've got paddles on the back of the steering wheel. We can manually select our own gears with the automatic CVT. And we have adaptive cruise and lane centering. Now, both of those use these 3 black boxes, those color stereo EyeSight cameras, to look for cyclists, road lines, pedestrians, and other vehicles. These are also responsible for automatic emergency braking, which saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. We have our 11.6-inch touchscreen infotainment system, still wrapped in the plastic. That's why it's a little bit more reflective. We've got our 4-ways, which I hope none of you ever need to use. Top portion, we have what we're listening to. We have widgets, gauges, which you can change around. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I always put the same ones. Weather's part of your satellite radio trial. And of course, access to dual function X mode. So that's like 4 low in a pickup for the really rough off-road stuff. We've got snow and dirt. X mode turns on. And then we have deep snow and mud, which also disables traction control and allows for excess wheel spin to chew you out of the situation you've got yourself into. Main portion of the screen, radio, media, phone, pretty self-explanatory. Under apps, we do have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You do gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. That allows you to remote start your vehicle, lock and unlock the doors, in addition to a host of other features. You can turn off the display, you can add other shortcuts, you can turn off traction control, still physical volume and tuning knobs, which are very nice. When you put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, rear assist braking's on, parking sensors are on, and you can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. It's not as good as that, obviously, a front windshield wiper, but it's clean. Rear assist braking's on, parking sensors in. I can turn those off if for some reason I didn't want those, but they're very beneficial. Below here, we have our home button. That always takes us to this screen. We can disable the auto start stop. We can turn on auto vehicle hold if we want. So that's a brake holder for construction drive through rush hour traffic. You get the little green AVH on the right there, and it says, if I was driving around and it started flashing when I came to a stop, I could take my foot off the brake and it would hold the brake. Great for rush hour traffic in a place that isn't Prince George. We have dual zone climate control, physical buttons on either side to go up or down in 0.5-degree increments, or we can simply touch it. I can click, I can drag, I can sync. Very, very easy to do. Control where I want my airflow directed, if I want AC on, recirc. It's easy. Big fan strength buttons that are hard to miss. And then we have 3 stages of heated seat for both driver and passenger. I can just press and hold and it turns it right off. And I can turn off climate control altogether if I wanted. Below that, we have 2 USBs, an auxiliary, and a wireless charger. This little white light indicates it's ready to charge something. If it was blue, that would indicate that it's currently charging something. View button brings up our front camera, almost 180 degrees. Great when you're pulling out from parking spot between 2 big trucks or a van, something in a parking lot. It's fantastic. Parking brake is electronic. Pull towards yourself, turns on, foot on the brake and push down to deactivate. If your foot's not on the brake, it won't come off. That's a little secret for you. It is an automatic CVT with manual mode. That's where we use those paddles that I was talking about. Very easy to use, very nice. Deep cup holders with a drink raiser. So if you have a short or medium drink, you're not just gonna be grabbing it by the lid. You should be able to grab it by the body. Less chance of it spilling. We have a nice soft touch armrest. Pretty deep. There is a 12-volt power point in there, a place to run cords through so you don't crush them, and a change/card tray. And that is kind of rubberized to stop noise from happening, stop things from sliding. Up top, auto dimming rear view mirror, my favorite feature in any vehicle. There's a sensor in it. There's no switch to flick. If someone's got their brights on behind you, just dims. You've got the home link system. You can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror. Integrated compass. And we do have the black headliner, which it's getting a little dark out today, so it doesn't benefit me in this term, but I do like how it is during the daytime. We've got sunglass storage. We've got SOS and roadside. You'll get a little green light there after the system's enabled through My Subaru. Our tilt and slide sunroof controls with a manual shade. And then we do have card holders on each sun visor, vanity mirrors with lights, and this can be slid if the sun's directly at your left or the sun's directly at your passenger's right. So that is a quick look at the 2025 Subaru Outback Wilderness in the Geyser Blue. 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer engine producing 260 horsepower and 277 pounds-feet of torque, 9.5 inches of minimum ground clearance. And of course, we have the Subaru winter tire package, Subaru Steels with Michelin X Ice winter tires. Steal of a deal. Most off-road oriented Outback they have ever made. I really like the styling. I think it's a fantastic vehicle to drive. And of course, even though it's a turbocharged engine, it's designed to run on regular fuel. Now, premium is not required. Thank you for sticking with me for my walkthrough of the 25 Outback Wilderness in the Geyser Blue. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru of Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car here behind me, any of the tech in it, something you saw that you want me to elaborate on, please put it in the comments below. Love hearing from you guys, love answering your questions. If you're in British Columbia or close enough to British Columbia, you're willing to make the trip to northern BC to pick up a car, I would love to help you. Please reach out to me directly. I'd love to help you find your perfect Subaru. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk soon.